Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to today's meeting. As many of you are aware, we have been given the opportunity to participate in a 60 minutes TV show and report regarding Coors and the recent labor relation ongoing struggles that we've been facing. So I'll go into a little bit of background regarding that, and then also go into some further details on what my perspective is on whether or not we should participate in this interview and discuss both some positive and negatives that could come from that. So we were approached by 60 Minutes, and so they've gone ahead and given us an indication that they've been investigating the ongoing labor relation struggles that we've had with the unions, and they're preparing to move forward with a story regardless of whether we participate or not, which I think will factor into our decision making as we go through some of the positives and negatives. They've been working with different groups to gather some background information, and in particular, there's been some very negative reports out there from some strong organizations within the union. For example, the AFL-CIO has gone as far as labeling Coors as a fascist organization and labeling as serious mispractices going on within hiring and also within labor relations. In addition to that, they've also reached out to Mr. Stickle, who was a former employee of Coors, and they're asking for him to provide some background and context. And that's basically how they got the basis for how they want to move forward with their story. So I think really they're trying to frame this a little bit more than just the relationship between us and the labor and organized unions, and more to frame even some more sinister acts going on in hiring. And so that's why I really think that, we really, one of the positives, and I'll go through some of the positives now, is that if you don't do anything to try to stop a speeding out of control freight train, it's bound for disaster. We need to be able to get out there and provide our point of view and be able to show that we feel that this is more of just a labor relations issue internally between where we feel that at these facilities we have strong management and don't necessarily need the union support. And the employees that are working in these facilities have supported that by how they voted in recent votes. And so our feeling is that we do not need to continue to have this. We also need to be aware that the media tends to take a slanted approach, and if we can at least allow to stay our point of view and be prepared and have our executives who will speak prepared and prepped and trained, we can avoid some of this bias that they have against big business and in favor of the underdog or the little man, and in this case, that being, the union, right? The employees that we're strictly trying to take advantage of them as the big company trying to squash the unions, hence the union bashing tag. But however, there are some negatives that we need to think about as well. Obviously, the company is very private. We keep a lot of our communications internal and do not communicate a lot with the media on our current ongoing labor relations and the progress we may be making or the struggles that we're facing. In addition, 60 Minutes is a very tough organization and will be a hard interview, and if we're not properly prepared, it could potentially cause substantially more damage for the company and future issues, both with labor relations and potential hiring. So we want to be very careful with that. The other thing is we can't take a 1 foot in, 1 foot out approach. We need to either to be all in and allow exclusive access, or we don't do this, because if we do not allow full access, we're going to run into major problems. But I really think that we need to proceed with this. We need to get some coaching, work with outside counsel, also have some media coaching make sure that we're reviewing, watching the latest 60 Minutes reports, and really prepare. But I think if we do this properly, we can really have a positive benefit. So I think we should proceed with the interview. Thank you.